Imagine this, one of the world's biggest fashion influencers, over 28 million followers, luxury trips, red carpets, deals with Dior, Louis Vuitton, Prada. To the world, she was living the perfect dream life. But behind the glamour, a storm was building. Today, Chiara Ferragni is facing fraud charges, her companies are losing millions, and her perfect marriage has ended in public heartbreak. How did the internet's favorite fashion queen fall so hard? This is the untold story of Chiara Ferragni's shocking downfall. Chiara Ferragni started as a blogger back in 2009 with her blog, The Blonde Salad. She quickly built a global audience by mixing Italian style with Instagram perfect photos. By the mid-2010s, she had millions of followers. Major fashion houses signed her for campaigns. She launched her own brand, the Chiara Ferragni collection, and became a symbol of the influencer economy. At her peak, Forbes listed her as one of the world's most powerful fashion influencers. From a small blogger to a global celebrity, her rise was a fairy tale. But like many fairy tales, there was a dark twist waiting. The turning point came in late 2023. Chiara promoted a Christmas cake called Pandorogate in collaboration with a company. The promotion suggested that part of the profits would go to a children's hospital. Fans bought the cake in huge numbers, believing they were helping charity. But later, investigations showed that the charity had already received a fixed donation. The sales of the cake did not increase that donation at all. This was labeled the Pandorogate scandal. To her millions of fans, it looked like she had used charity as a marketing tool. Public trust collapsed overnight. The Italian government fined her over €1 million. And soon after, prosecutors opened a criminal case for aggravated fraud. In January 2025, a court in Milan confirmed that Chiara Ferragni would face a fraud trial. The trial is scheduled to begin in September 2025. She and her team claim it was a misunderstanding and that she never intended to mislead anyone. But the case has already damaged her image. Italian media even called for stronger influencer laws. In fact, a new set of rules was nicknamed the Ferragni Law. For someone who built her career on trust, this was the biggest blow she could face. As the scandal grew, her companies began to struggle. In mid-2025, financial reports showed that Ferragni SRL, the company behind her brand, lost €5.7 million in a single year. Another part of her business, Ferragni Retail, had to be liquidated. Chiara tried to take back control by buying almost 99% of her brand. But the damage was clear. Partners were leaving, and sales were falling. The empire she built over a decade was now in survival mode. At the same time, her personal life was falling apart. Her marriage to Italian rapper Fedez was once a fairy tale. They were Italy's power couple. Together, they had 2 children, endless magazine covers, and millions of fans following every move. But in 2024, Chiara confirmed their divorce. She revealed that Fedez had been unfaithful for years. The divorce became a public scandal on its own, adding fuel to her already damaged reputation. Now, instead of glamorous headlines, Chiara's name is linked with fraud cases, financial losses, and a broken marriage. Despite the scandals, Chiara is not giving up. In March 2025, she made a surprise return during Fashion Week. She appeared at shows, signed new deals, and tried to remind the world why she became famous in the first place. She also restructured her company, stepping down from some leadership roles and bringing in a new CEO to rebuild the brand. On social media, she posted messages about taking back her story and trying to move forward. But critics say her comeback feels forced. For many fans, the trust is already broken. The question remains, can Chiara Ferragni ever return to her old status, or is this the beginning of the end? Chiara's story is more than one influencer's downfall. It shows how fragile fame can be. It shows how quickly trust can vanish when money and charity get mixed in the wrong way. And it reminds us that behind the glamorous photos, influencers are businesses with real risks and real consequences. So what do you think? Is Chiara Ferragni a victim of media pressure and bad business choices? Or did she knowingly mislead millions of people? Her trial in September 2025 could decide her future. But one thing is clear: the rise and fall of Chiara Ferragni is one of the most shocking stories in influencer history. If you found this video eye-opening, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. More untold stories are coming soon.